Akron, several bomb threats targeting Southwest Airlines popped up on Twitter today. One specifically named the flight from San Diego to Dallas. It landed about 2 hours ago. Southwest opted not to divert the flight, and within the last hour, a JetBlue flight out of Boston returned to the gate after a threat there was made. Meanwhile, the FBI is still trying to figure out who is behind online threats targeting 3 U.S. flights on Sunday, including one from Southwest. Those threats came one day after the military sent fighter jets to escort 2 planes headed to Atlanta after bomb threats against those flights. Investigators are now trying to figure out if all of those threats, if any, are connected. Well, after a string of threats like that, it's natural for flyers to be a bit worried.
So some local travelers were surprised by the response they got when they spoke up about concerns on a recent flight. News Channel 5's John Kosick just spoke to one of them and has the story you'll see only on 5.
Yeah, Danita, it happened last night on a flight from Tampa. The passengers were complaining after a woman left the plane in a panic and her luggage was allowed to continue to Cleveland. When this Frontier flight was getting ready to take off from Tampa last night, passengers say there was a disruption.
A lady got up from the back of the plane, very agitated, and said, "I'm having a panic attack. I have to get off the plane immediately," and ran off the plane.
Barbara says the flight crew took the woman's carry-on bag off with her, which was in keeping with the airline's policy, but she and several others asked whether she had checked bags.
There was a conference with the pilot. They said, yes, she has a checked bag, and we're taking off with the bag.
They were assured that they were allowed to do so under FAA rules. Barbara said several passengers objected. Security was called.
They basically sort of pointed at a few seats where people were sort of uncomfortable and said, 1A, 1C, 2B, you can get off.
In the end, Barbara said no one did, but it is something she doesn't think many passengers know could happen on their flight.
I think most of the flying public really feels that if you're intentionally separated from a bag, if you leave the plane and leave your bag on the plane, that plane is not taking off with that luggage. And in fact, what we were told is that's not the case.
And we reached out to Frontier to clarify their particular policies. We did not hear back. Barbara says they were eventually told that the woman who left the plane had a daughter who stayed on the plane and took responsibility for the luggage, something she said would have made them feel a lot better before takeoff. Reporting live at Cleveland Hopkins, John Kosick, News Channel 5.